Building committee meeting for,
I don't have to remind you this time.
shocked me, for April 2023. Confirmation of proper notice.
Notice are posted according to statutory requirements on the 11th.
Good. Roll call. Who do we got here?
Okay, we got Mr. Abdul,
Yeah.
we got Mr. Miller, Ms. Heigl, Mr. Dan in the back.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Dan's here on the committee now.
Don't know those people, Steve. I don't know those people.
Okay. All right, we got a couple new people in here. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Thomas Slade, I've been here for 12 years,
Mhm.
year round, 821.
821. Yourself?
Don Snyder, I've been here for 30 days. 266 in Sherwood.
Okay.
Martha Casey, 207 Sherwood, been here 6 years,
Good.
part-time.
Roger, we know. Dan's back here. Dick Picola, nobody knows him.
Nah.
All right. All right, we've gone over the minutes.
I've minutes sent out last week. Should everybody
Yep,
should have
I
seen
don't
them.
know.
You want 'em?
Any discussion on them? Any corrections? Somebody want
I move we accept.
to, there you go.
I second.
Second, very good, done. All righty. I think big thing on our agenda this week is gonna be the electrical vehicles. We came up with something earlier about a year ago, year and a half ago. We kicked it around and we decided because it's just certain people, it was going to be their responsibility to come off of their own panel, run everything underground, all the way out underneath the sidewalk, come up with a post and put a spot, a charger station right in front of their parking spot, right in front of their unit only. That was the last that we pretty much did on it. Now all of a sudden we get people buying cars and they're running electric cords across the sidewalk, which is getting a lot of people really upset. So we got to sort of rehash this. And I mean, I've been online, looked at a lot of things, and I'm almost at a point where I don't think I'd like to see those things sticking up in the middle of our parking lot because they're just not really very pretty. And it would take away from the association, but we may have to go back to that. Anybody want to discuss it? Got any ideas?
I have a concern about how this is going to look long term.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of
you get a
too.
bunch of these in the parking lot, and I think the one thing we need to do is do whatever we can to make sure that they're all consistent, all done the same way. And
Yeah.
I think the only way we can do that is if we control more how that's done.
Yeah.
Either our electrician does it for them, and we dictate that you have to use this person to do it, and then we know they're all consistent, they're all done the same, they're not hodgepodge, whatever. Do we have an electrician that we normally use?
We have tried to, well, we always maintain a couple. And it's worked very well. Unfortunately, Whitson, who was our real prime guy, decided to close down. And so we're using a couple of them now, but there's nobody you could say that's our real one other than Rick Johnson, who stays very busy and it's hard to get sometimes. But so, I mean, we could set it up in that manner.
Something similar to that. I don't know if that's the right solution, but
Well,
I'm sorry, I disagree with you. When you tell me I have to pay for it, then you're also telling me who's going to install it. That's not going to float my boat.
I agree. I thought about, I've been kicking things around for the last few days in my mind and working on it, is maybe putting a couple stations out here in these parking spots
This was my first choice.
and putting a credit card
And have
system
people
in
pay
place
for it.
and then having people just come up here. There's 3 different levels, and I haven't talked to any car dealers to see. I mean, there's level 1 is just a regular 110 volt and takes 12 hours. So
That takes longer than that.
yeah,
50 hours.
12 to 18, I think it's.
Let the record show that
Anyways.
Michael Doors joined the meeting, he's a committee
Okay.
member.
Hi, Michael. Oh, he's muted.
Yeah.
There's level 1, there's level 2, which is what, 2 to 6 hours, depending on.
Level 1, you could go from 0 to 100%, 54 hours. Nobody's gonna.
No,
Level 2 is 220. To do 20% to 80% is probably 6 or 7 hours.
yeah.
The direct charge, go from 20% to 80%. If somebody charges their car over 80% because it's bad
Yeah,
battery,
yeah, right. I know.
that's a direct charge. That's a big expense to put it in. FPL, they run in thousands of dollars.
It cost Bob Dell about 5,000 to do that.
Yeah, if not more, if it's level 3, direct charge, that's cost a lot of money, like in 7 figures, 6 figures. Just so you know, that's what it costs. You can find out if FPL put it in, but that's what it costs. Big time.
Most of these panels can't handle 220 unless you've upgraded your service.
I think we have
In
to,
45 years, I think people should upgrade their panels. I upgraded mine as soon as I took it over with my folks, but I think I've got a 200 amp panel.
Yeah, we're concerned also of people who have carports like where you are they gonna, I mean, they're gonna be tearing up laptop every time somebody puts on a new system? I mean, it's just things we should be
It's
thinking
just-
about, you know.
It's a tricky thing to do with, because like we said here, we don't want to, the association doesn't want to pay for somebody who's, one guy's got an electric car, period. That ain't gonna happen. If we put in a system out here and you gotta come use your credit card to use it, we're gonna have to charge enough that we can make our money back for putting it in. So it's there, and then you're gonna have residents, well, why can I pay this much for power? I can plug it in my house for a lot less.
Well, you prohibit
And
it.
that's just, go ahead.
You mentioned you did a lot of research. Is there any available component that would satisfy the ability to park outside the units and have a subterranean feed to it and a weather-tight connection that was not an obstruction that stood up 2 or 3 feet or 4 feet from the pavement?
that's exactly what we designed, and that's one on our books. That's what is on our books right now. The only debate would be is the height of the post, so people wouldn't trip over it or run over it. But that's precisely what we got in the books, and it can be done. But the problem is, we had hoped that the connection on the unit side could come right off the meter area and code. And so unfortunately, it has to go into the panel, which makes it much more expensive.
Well, most panels are backed up to a kitchen. A
Yeah.
lot of the cabinets are on that side, so they could literally come through the cabinets and right out the front wall.
A lot of people already have outlets outside too.
Oh, yeah. The people that are plugging in the hybrids now, and yours is outside, right?
My outside, it's real simple.
Yeah.
It's an outlet. I got a 28-foot power cord to my car. I back it over the sidewalk, so nobody is not tripping anybody. I do it once a month for 24 hours. That's all it takes. It's very simple. All it is that people back up, cover the sidewalk, nobody can trip on it. Run the cord right to their outlet, and it's done. It's a real simple one.
That's fine in some units, but you're gonna find somebody who says, why are you blocking my sidewalk?
That's okay. We can deal with that. That's, think about it. How many electric cars we got? We got 7. Nobody's blocking this. How many people use the sidewalk anyhow?
I agree. I'm just saying that there are certain people.
Well, let them complain then.
Is there a way we could simply put the cord underground, under the sidewalk? And then he'd have the cord coming to the
portable-
sidewalk and then to the car.
It's a portable court.
Yeah, but I mean, if you put a pipe in there, you could pull the cord in and out.
You mean, put a conduit in it?
Yeah.
It's just a 110 outlet. I mean, it's real simple.
Just
Conduit.
to keep the sidewalk clear.
But that's having to thread the cord through every time you want to use your car.
Well, but I mean, if you put a 4-inch in there, you could just
Everybody
Push
do
it
that.
through.
push it through.
I mean, that's,
I mean,
Yeah, no,
everything's
put a
open.
4 foot
Yeah.
inside. And
Right.
But then if it's open on this end, when it rains, you're gonna have it full of water.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Well, you have to cap it probably. If it, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is all conversation. But like we have the cleanouts, they have that plug that goes down into it. So it wouldn't be a trip hazard. You could bring it up level with the screw down plug on top.
let me again, please. It's real simple.
It's simple for
It is
you. You
simple.
gotta deal with some of the people that we have to deal
That's
with.
fine, you deal
You
with it.
say, yeah,
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
I know.
If somebody doesn't do, you knock on their door and say, put a fine on them. I'm watching the sidewalk. I'm there for one 24-hour period, 12 days out of the year. Now, that's what most people will do. Most people will run it 110 out from their, they got a lot of units have outlets right in the front, the second bedroom. Run it, put your car right on the edge of the grass, put a sign up with your cord, and you're done. It's real easy, doesn't bother anybody. To have it blocked for 24 hours is de minimis.
Sure, is a hybrid.
No, I got a Ionic 5.
What about one of these covers that you see, like at different venues where they've got cords running, like in a
Yeah.
convention center or something like that? They've got these plastic or
Yeah.
they're rubber,
Yeah.
aren't they? Rubber covers?
Black rubber, yellow.
I think you're dealing
It
with.
has like a little ramp effect.
Yeah, yeah.
Has a little ramp.
Yeah, I know, right?
I've seen
Where
it.
it's
You would
mounted.
have stuff here on some occasions.
Made out of vinyl.
You're dealing with a trip hazard, I think, no matter how you slice it. I mean, we had trouble with the little black border lines that we had with issues. In terms of what you're saying, I hear what your thoughts are, but right now there are only 7.
It will be.
Whenever we establish 5 years from now, we could have 50, or we could
That's
have
true,
100.
that's true.
Well, so
Very
what
true.
I'm
That's-
saying is, I think we have to
that's-
look at this long term,
The
not
issue
in
is
terms of short term.
If the issue is blocking the sidewalk, you simply pull your car up 3 feet and let it sit there for 24 hours, 12 times a year. To me, that's not a major issue. It's not a
You-
trip concern.
I know.
People
I
run
understand.
Christmas tree lights all over this place during the year. Extension cords all over the walkways, all over the roadways. They're there 24/7 for 35 days. Now, it doesn't seem to me reasonable to go to all this trouble and spend all this money and cause all these problems. Just simply go over, block the sidewalk for a day and plug it in, you're done. It doesn't involve running posts, spending money, running stuff up, underwater cables. There's no reason to do that.
I have a question. Did anybody inquire about putting in a couple of stations in here in the parking lot or by the grass, by the car wash? How much it costs to put them in and what we can charge to where we can recoup our money?
No, that's what today's
That's all,
meeting's
that's
about.
what we're going to investigate, okay?
Are you still?
To my knowledge,
interested in-
you're looking at about $2,500, but has to be checked.
Okay,
per
but
station.
how long will it take us to get our money back by charging people extra when they put in their credit cards?
Just make sure you do a direct charge cost, because that's
Yeah.
very, very expensive.
You know what,
Well-
in Europe, they're all along the street.
I understand that should happen here too.
I know,
And that may happen along here, but right now we have to deal with what's here.
but why are we not looking ahead and not just for the short term?
Steve just said he was looking online for that stuff.
Yeah,
But I
listen,
mean-
are you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'd like to have maybe Gus get into it and get us that information, if you wouldn't mind.
I
Get a
want
hold
to-
of a company that can have somebody come out and look at it. I mean,
There's
it
a
would
company
be
that advertises.
ideal maybe to
There's-
do it in each cluster, but that would be really pricey. I'm thinking maybe a couple stations here to start. And then we can look at, but we just
But
have to start someplace.
That's well put, but still, the people who say that I can access at my house, I'm not gonna use that. We haven't addressed that. We could put up 1 station or 15 stations in each cluster,
Mhm.
but that doesn't mean they have to use it. I think we really have to address the issue of the unit itself.
Somebody
More
wants to,
importantly, I mean, why, Tom, there's no way you wanna, would come over here and pay to have that when you're,
Well, no, if it's a direct charge, yeah, it's 18 minutes.
yeah, well,
But
yeah.
you put it on run it to 220, that still takes many, many hours.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna park their car here when the charge like 20% and do it up to 80. That's gonna take a number of hours. Nobody's gonna leave their car sitting there and walk back and plug it in. It's real simple. But if you wanna go for a station, it's gotta be a direct charge. It's 18 minutes, that's what people will do, and you can charge a credit card. But I'm here to tell you, it's a hell of a lot of money. It's not $2,500.
No.
It's not a direct charge,
I understand.
not a 220,
Yeah, I
direct
s-
charge,
I saw
DC
it.
charge.
That's number 3 level.
And the only one that's in the neighborhood, level 3, is up in Ellington. I got 2 years of free charging, but the only 3 level charge is in Ellington right now. There's a lot of Tesla chargers around, but nobody can use them except the Tesla.
Yes, yeah.
So I just think it's much ado about nothing, frankly, guys. I mean, it's not a complex problem. I mean, I'll leave it at that.
I think what we have to do too, I'll ask permission to talk to our attorney.
Yeah.
I mean, because they may say what the current status of the statutes are, you have to allow it. But then what restrictions can you put on it? I think that's one of the things we should investigate
Okay.
to make sure that we can even put a restriction on it.
You should also talk to the insurance company.
Yeah.
Because they may not want, I mean, that may be something they won't
Then
abide by very well
insurance
either if
again.
it's on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Yeah, because we just had our most recent, because the inspector's been out and
Yeah.
went around the property, and thank goodness we didn't have any big hangups, but that could, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's the problem with the sidewalks.
Well, you have upper units.
They had, the insurance company had us grinding where we had a bump in the sidewalk that high, and we had to go out with a grinder and grind them down, so
I
I'm
saw
not
that
sure.
Still
there
not
were
ground
places
down
where it
for
was ground.
Still not
Yeah.
ground down.
Yeah.
They're still trippable on my area. They're still not ground down the way you should be. You can still trip on them, for that matter.
I don't think you would have the.
We satisfied the
ability-
insurance company.
All right, that's the
I don't
big
think
thing.
you have the ability as an association to suggest or allow parking on the sidewalks. I think they're probably part of your PRD plan when they got the approvals here. And if you knowingly, I mean, how does ADA deal with something like that? I mean, I like your idea. It's an
Yeah.
economical way to fix this, but I think it's
It's not an
it
ADA
doesn't
issue.
fly.
It's not an ADA issue.
Well, it does if I can't get my wheelchair down the sidewalk because you got your car there.
It's tenuous.
Was that?
It's a small little issue.
It's not an ADA.
Not to some people. To you, it's a very small issue.
No, I'm just saying to
We
the
have
community.
We have some people who are,
We have
John,
a
what's-
simple thing.
what's other
it's
HOAs?
not simple.
Do you know, or have you talked to any of your counterparts?
At present,
That
no,
was what I-
I haven't. I certainly could talk to CI and other
Just be
people in there.
worth
Yeah.
Try to
I
get
mean,
it.
there was a day that I knew them all, but you know, but it can't hurt. But I
Because
think,
everybody's got to be dealing with this.
Yeah.
It's not just.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way, from what I know in this area, no one has put in a common one. I know that pretty much for sure. I mean, there's restaurants, I mean, the Culver has one,
Yeah.
and I don't know if McDonald's put one in yet or not, but
There's one over across right behind us, and that complex right behind us.
is it really?
When you get in your car, it'll show you where all the charging stations are, and within a 20-mile radius.
Oh,
There's
okay.
one right there.
Highland Lakes.
Whatever it is over there, on the other side of 40.
43rd,
It pops up on my screen. That's I know it's there.
Palm Cove, but those are apartments.
Yeah, those are rental apartments, yeah.
So I don't know what it is, but you can just get in your car and drive over, you can find it, and it's there. but I'm sure it's.
What level is it?
Probably level 2. Level 3 is very, very expensive.
I glanced, yes,
When you say expensive, what are we talking
probably
about?
10 grand.
More than 10 grand.
More than
They're,
10,000?
you know, to put them up on the freeways, it costs them $50,000 to charge you. Up and down the freeways, that's what they're charging, that's what it costs.
I have a flyer that I got. We were talking at the gym, unbelievably. We started talking about my car, ended up talking about electric cars. And this woman brought me this flyer from EnviroSpark, which specializes in EV charging solutions for multifamily properties.
Ah,
I'm in a meeting.
And I'll
He's on a
I'll
committee.
send it to you later. I'll copy it and send it to you. But this might be some place to start with, somebody who knows what they're doing. And
it's a great start, Marco. I appreciate that. I'll come by and pick it up.
okay,
Yeah, thank you.
all right.
Is there any Biden money available for this kind of stuff
There isn't a freeway, they just passed the law.
for communities? I mean,
No, there's nothing there.
are you sure?
Yes, it's for interstate stuff. State stuff, it's not for.
I can't believe that they wouldn't have some trickle down to states and counties of this sky is falling money.
No, there isn't.
Could be.
Can be investigated.
Yeah, I think,
Your local congressman or somebody should be able to tell you that. pretty quick.
I mean, I found several where, I mean, Bradenton Electric is one of the companies that was listed on this website that deals with it. So it's a local, or I would just, Google it, come up and call. Everybody's got phone numbers. Just call and see if they're local and see if they can come out. I think we really do need to get some different ideas with talking to somebody who's actually does it.
This brochure that Michael
Yeah,
has would be
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Get it start. Enviro, is it?
Oops, you muted him.
Yeah, that's all right. Sorry, you're muted, Michael.
Yeah, EnviroSpark.
Okay, thank you.
In the meantime,
Yeah.
well, if we're gonna have, we still have 7 units in here now that are charging. And we're not gonna say, okay, you've got to put the post in because we don't know what that's gonna be at this point. So probably the safest thing to do is
Sorry,
have
I didn't
them
mean
cover their cord by one of these plastic
Yeah.
rubber strips that goes over the cord.
But I would say also at least 2 cones on either end of it. Just some people in here, and there's one in particular, who said it's not going to work because my husband has peripheral vision straight out, does not see down, and he's going to trip and fall. But if we got 2 big cones, up this high to warn people.
I have a thing that sits right there, the big plastic thing. Plus my thing flashes, so people know it's there.
We're going back to just you again.
No, I got
Yeah, that's where you're always going to go. But we're trying to deal with a lot bigger picture here.
I understand that.
At least if you put the cover over it and you do put some cones up,
Yeah.
we've taken some responsibility,
Yeah.
so we're not negligent.
We have a new resident in Lakeside that's blind. We have almost next door a hybrid that plugs in. And quite frankly, all the neighbors are upset about the plug-in, and I get calls every day. She doesn't use it, plug it every day, but every day it's plugged in. Every day. That's plugged in, I hear about it.
For good education to those people.
Yeah, and they put out cones, and they put tape over it.
Taped it, yeah, I
Taped
go
it.
by there.
Yeah, I mean, because I went and talked to her. I said, we got to do something. And she was very accommodating, but still, the people that are complaining even though she's taking these precautions.
What's their issue?
Trip.
Is that reasonable?
The one blind lady walks that way.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
their issue.
Somebody trips over, we're responsible. it's a lawsuit.
Yeah. Hey, the last two massive increases we've had in general liability has come from slip and falls.
That would be my first question, regardless of where it's at today, is if we allow even what this person is doing, are we culpable and are we liable? I would think we are because it's a form of
It's on-
negligence, and if we are
On
aware
our property.
that there was an issue,
Yeah.
I would, if you have a moment, maybe we ought to get a reading from the attorney real quick on something like that,
yeah.
because somebody is injured soon, we could end up with potential liability. It might
Well,
be-
you know as well as I do, Dick, that everybody's gonna sue over everything.
Absolutely.
Whether you have it or not. I mean, as I was part of the city of North Miami's risk management, where we had every kind of disclaimer and every kind of sign off and every kind of release every time we took kids anywhere. Didn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're still gonna sue you, but yeah, we should look into it. I agree.
You can buy these covers. I'm looking at them. You can buy from Amazon, $22 for a 10-foot strip of it, and it's orange, black,
Well, yeah,
just covers it. You can buy a couple cones off of Amazon. They're inexpensive.
Well, we might
But again-
require it. I mean, as a beginning, we might require that, just as a starter to make a point. I mean, we could, as an association, like we buy the leak detectors and we buy ceiling panels. We could buy some of those and say, hey, $12,
Have them,
Here you go.
you got to use it.
Until we solve this
Tom?
bigger
and
issue.
then we're paying
That's
for
fine, it's just simple. We're over.
I don't think
80
we
now,
should pay
guys.
for that.
We'll give you the first one.
You
You're
don't need
right.
it. I already got stripped. I'll put fluorescent, spray
Yeah,
fluorescent, and I got.
But I think that's a good idea. I mean, we got to start something.
There's all kinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she shouldn't have it plugged in 24/7.
She doesn't.
Okay.
She doesn't, but that she plugs it in when she plugs it in. And it just so happens that a few people are watching for it on a regular basis.
It's a 10-foot. I know, yeah, I got one.
There you go.
I got one
And
like
plug
that,
it
yeah.
in at night. When all the pickups leave.
Then there'll be a complaint that the coyotes are,
I'm
Bill.
sorry.
there'll be a complaint of coyotes will trip.
It's,
It will be.
it's a difficult
Certain
situation. I
people
think if
complain.
Gus can get into it a little bit, maybe we can
I'll-
get at least some pricing.
If I can get the flyer, you guys get that and send it.
I'll get it from Michael.
I'll start digging into that.
I just said one thing, you guys, when the meeting's over, go up to my unit, it's plugged in, I plugged it in at 2 PM yesterday afternoon. Walk up and see what it is, and see if that's a big trip issue.
What's the unit?
Very,
821.
8.
well, we've seen it.
821.
Okay, 8.
Just walk up and look at it. it's
We've
there.
we've seen
Oh,
we've seen.
I've seen it many
you know,
times.
Steve and I have seen it. You know,
That's a note.
it's not.
It's
It's,
just,
you're very unique there because he's got a set of bushes that come right to here, and his car comes right to here. So it's neat. It's almost no problem because nobody's going to be walking back there anyway. But that doesn't work everywhere. That's what we're saying. Wouldn't work where you are.
Well, and then some of the corner units,
Mhm.
they're gonna.
Well, he is. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got
corner
corner.
units,
Yeah.
some of the bigger, where you have more grass out, some places you have hardly any landscape in front, and some places you have much bigger, so.
I can just run it through the grass, the sidewalk ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but everyone is unique. I mean,
all right,
That's
well,
why I think we should have charging stations that can be used by everybody.
but can you make them use it? Do they have a right to have it? That's one of the things I want to really verify. Like,
Yes.
you have a right to do certain things. They have a right. People don't want to know it, but people could put clotheslines out.
Well, I
We
do
couldn't stop it.
in my
Can't stop
patio.
it. Yeah. Well, inside, but I mean, there's just some things you can't stop, no matter what you want to do.
all right, well, we got a lot of studying to do on this. I think
One more thing,
if you get into it,
if we do this, please consult with the 7 people that have electric cars. Rather, you guys sit here and don't own cars, electric cars, get the people involved that have them. If you want to get that kind of support. just
Everybody's
be
welcome to
there.
come to the
It's
committee.
everybo's welcome to come.
Yeah.
And we can put it out to
Good
those
idea.
people.
And then saying, guys, we're having a special meeting to get you guys input about what it's like and do it that way.
Yeah.
Rather than
That's a good idea.
Just sit and not even consult the people that it affects.
I'd like to hear everybody's process on how they do it, because it sounds to me like your car is unique in that you only have to charge it once a month.
That's because the miles that, I mean, you drive 2,000 miles a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So that would work for me.
Like-
I'd be charging every night, so
Well, a lot of people do that, they just plug it in.
Yeah.
that's
Or
how
one
I
thing.
would have to do it.
Can I say something? I just Googled on here the pros and cons of these charging stations. They come up with the different price levels for, level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 2, they're saying the average cost is $2,700. Level 3, they're saying the average cost is $50,000. You could have level 2 stations all over the place as opposed to one level 3 station.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the level 3s are gonna come down as people
They're
buy
not,
more
it's just-
electric cars.
You're doing it,
Yeah.
it's a direct charge, that's the issue.
Yeah.
To do the current.
Is that because you have to have a fairly good sized transformer to go to DC?
Yeah.
No. It's what, I don't know why it has to be that much, but that's what they're charging across the country. It's an FPL issue. Call up FPL and see what they would charge to put in.
I'll look into what it all is involved in it,
But it's a lot.
level 3, but
They're saying level 2 can be installed by a qualified residential electrician.
Right.
Level 3 is a lengthy process that requires a large amount of preparation, site evaluation, upgrades to the site electrical service, cooperation with the electric utility, trenching or boring to lay conduit, and upgrading the service at the site.
Well, we have these electrical boxes in each cluster. There's a main Florida Power electrical box. And that's what's his name?
Bob
Bob Dole.
Dell. He put
It came right off of there.
If you want to.
Put his own meter in.
Level 3, I support that.
Yeah.
You know.
Is Bob to level 3?
I
don't
don't
think
know.
so. No,
I don't think so. I
no,
think
he's
it's a
got his
level
own
2.
meter.
Not.
But I think that box should have enough power to support a level 3. Now,
Which
we can
box you
find that
talking
out.
the pit?
No, he's talking about
No,
the
the box that's over
transformer
by
and
your
the
dumpster.
box.
Oh, the
Yeah.
transformer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the main
Trans-
transformer. If we can find out from Florida Power,
And his is
that would
a
support a level
Tesla
3.
charger anyway.
And you literally could put one right on the, I don't know,
At the
on the
end,
fence
yeah,
on the
somewhere.
wall right next to
Takes
that.
like 15 minutes. to charge
15
your car,
minutes,
that's all.
it wouldn't be a blocking issue if somebody would drive their car up there, plug it in, sit in the car.
Yeah, takes it. That's what they're
15
doing.
minutes later, they're gone.
Yeah, that's right. That's what the whole image is about.
I'll open
I would
up a
think they
car
may be
shop.
willing to put some skin in the game for the Flower and Light if they shared in the end result.
Took me 7 minutes to put gas in my car today.
How much did it cost?
Yeah, $48. Yeah.
I don't spend nearly that much in my car.
But then it goes
Okay.
back to the, how much is it gonna cost? If you put one in each cluster, how much is it?
Say, if you got
All of that's gonna
how many
cost.
clusters
You're gonna
do we
need
have?
turn police, my turn. my
And then you're gonna need
Mm-hmm.
a return on investment, so
And
we're gonna charge a
The answer is each
healthy
unit has its
amount.
own capability, I would think, but,
26.
that's good, that's gonna be a
Thanks for
well-researched,
Yeah.
endeavor.
Well, we're opening the box and let's find out what's in it.
One more thing,
Mhm.
a lot of carports have 110 outlets.
Mhm.
There's 2 in my unit.
Mhm.
I can.
So you're gonna park your car so I can't get out for 24 hours? Because you're blocked to have your car there. Now, I
No,
mean,
it's in my
there
spot.
are
No,
issues,
no,
and
in
no
my-
matter
in
how
my-
simple.
He
it
has
is,
a spot there.
There are
I
He
have
has-
the spots there.
He has a spot.
No, I'm just talking about, I can't talk just about you. I'm talking about the association,
Right.
550 units. If that becomes a possibility and somebody parks their car and they go away and I have to get out, what happens? Because it's blocking my carport.
No, it would be inside the
Inside
car.
the carport, for people who have a space in their carport.
So you're saying that because you have a carport, you can use it, but
I'm just saying it's there.
It's-
That's all I'm saying, it's just there.
But I'm talking about the reality of the use of the material. In
Yeah.
other words, if the plug is there, you can plug into it.
But the
She does
association
not
pays
have
for
a
it.
carport.
Yeah.
She should be able to plug into it too.
Well, then she can plug into your outlet in her house. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay, so you're,
It's real simple. You plug into your house.
see, and I don't think as an association, we can think about an individual, yes, but we have to think of the broad
That's
spectrum.
what I
of
just said.
500.
Everybody can run it to their outlets right by their house. Cover it up, put a cart down. It's
I
one
hear
deal.
what you say, but
Just not.
I
People
don't,
don't charge their car every day around here. They don't drive that much.
I know.
They just don't. It's called a reasonable man thinking. What's reasonable? Not what's perfect, but what's
We gotta
reasonable.
look at what's legal, and if we have somebody trip over a cord, you know,
that's right.
Well, they can
That's
trip
you're
over
paying the
everything.
insurance.
There's still those black things all over the place that we supposedly pulled up. They're
yeah,
still
that's
all
still
over.
a bump on some people that
Right.
aren't looking.
And they'd like to trip over anything. They're not, you know.
Oh, we've had that.
And we've had that, and we still
Well,
get sued
yeah.
for it.
Well,
I trip over my own feet too. I
that's
do.
another issue.
Don't go to don't go to H11, yeah.
That's right.
Just make sure you trip outside on the sidewalk.
I say, yeah, that's right.
Oh, I mean, no.
All right, well, we got evidently a lot to work on for this month. But
You're gonna have to make a report to the board.
Yeah.
Before this group meets again.
mhm.
Okay.
Well, we can say we're in progress. that's all.
Yeah,
No, I just-
Yes.
We're not having a meeting anyway.
I would
until
say in the meantime that those who are doing it need to really
June.
have
Yeah.
orange cones, orange cover, just enough to, somebody's gonna look before we end up with a lawsuit.
Well, come look at my thing. Come look at mine.
I can put an announcement on the website.
All right, that'd be good. We can also
Should
just,
we get a couple of these thresholds?
I think they can order their own.
Okay.
Why should we
I
pay
was
for
just
something?
gonna
that's-
say.
All right,
Yes.
well,
Their
we
damn
just,
car,
it's for
not
the
mine.
convenience to the owner, that's
Or
all.
making you more uniform, is
Yeah.
that what you're thinking?
All right, well, we can
Yeah.
we'll make a determination on that. We got another parking issue, not, if we're done with this, it's not there, but we gotta talk about it. We've been wanting to talk about it, we keep forgetting. And it's the issue of parking covered cars in front of other people's units. We've got some complaints, well, some people hate covered parking cars being covered. In particular, they complain about it, and in particular in D. The owner is here maybe once a month, 1 month out of the year. And historically, they've been putting it in a guest spot,
Well, that's where they should.
okay? The lady in 201 looks out her side window and sees the car. So I found out that she is the one that went to this person, that she watched the car all year long and told her, don't park there again. So now she moved it up in front of somebody else's unit, and he has to look at it as he walks out of his door.
Well, what is in front of her unit? But she can't put it right in front of hers.
I guess she's back in the corner or something like that. I haven't talked to her in a couple of years, but there's a series of cars there,
Okay.
you know, but she could theoretically put it in front of her unit. But the whole idea is, do we want to consider having covered cars that we know aren't going to move for 4 to 6 to 8 to 12 months in an area where it's not in front of units? Because every cluster has at least one parking space that's away, that's away from everything. We're not blessed with a bunch of guest parking like maybe H has, you know.
Yeah, I have.
But it's an issue, and maybe it's not an issue, but there's an issue to some people, and they keep.
Well, I think we
Bringing it
should
up.
maybe put a notice out to those who do cover their cars that they need to, when they do that, they put it down to a end spot where it's not in front of anybody.
And that's what this person has done until the lady jumped her and said, don't put it there again. I just found all of that out this
I
morning.
happen to live in that cluster.
Okay.
I happen to cover my car when I leave.
Mhm.
It's been 6 years. I have not found a spot in that cluster that makes the person ever.
That's right.
And I will tell you honestly, she said, I don't like seeing covered cars anywhere. So, while it's sort of an individual cluster thing, I think other people think that covered cars are unsightly. But I come to the office and I say, where should I park? And the guest, my husband gets yelled at for putting the car, after it's all covered up and everything and all set and disconnected from, the battery's disconnected, she yells at him for putting the car there. So I don't really see, except for a separate area, a solution to that problem. You can't have everybody happy all the time.
Well, no, you can't. But I mean, she's quite vocal about it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and it's just not you, it's anybody that covers the car there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But she agreed that it's, no matter where it is in the cluster, she doesn't like to see the covered car.
Well, that's,
So, I mean, that's why she said there's still covered cars here. I'm like, well, yes.
It's unique. If we had a special parking area, but it's a
Yeah,
unique
that's probably the
concept.
solution.
Yeah,
that
then
I
we
can
can
see.
put our pickup trucks there too.
What, that's right.
There's two pickup trucks that park a lot in that same cluster, just so you know.
I'll buy myself a Hummer hybrid.
There you go.
Pickup.
John, it might be important if you're gonna send out some sort of notice that also state that it is acceptable here to cover your car, that there is not a policy against it.
Well, everybody knows that,
I know,
but,
but
you
put
know,
it in
the people
writing.
who complain about, I'm told personally that
it doesn't matter if you put it in writing.
But is that just one person?
basically, there's two people in the community that are upset with it, but this lady is a very nice lady. She just doesn't like covers.
Well, then that's.
Well, then that's, yeah, that's just.
Well, that's it.
Unfortunately.
That's what
too
I've
bad.
told her. I'm sorry.
But I
you
think
know.
the other one was somebody was parking in front of
Yeah.
their unit.
Well, no, the other one
That
is-
one
yeah.
needs to be corrected.
The other
Put it in
thing,
front of your unit, or you put it down at the end or a guest spot.
the other thing to state too, that the covers need to be,
Maintain.
maintained.
Yeah.
And not,
But they'll,
Well, we called one
Yeah.
out on that,
Yeah.
John and I.
yeah, we've done that
Yeah.
because
They
they
were
blow
all
apart.
torn
They
and-
blow apart. Even Peter Farron's blew apart. And we had to tape it up for him until he could get another one, you know. Yeah, because they look unsightly if they're,
Yeah, if they're torn.
they're only good for a few years. The sun takes a toll on them.
Roger.
I just wanted to make sure that you indicated when you put this message together that in front of their own unit.
Yeah.
If the sidewalk, for example, comes straight out, the thought that I had when you said, oh, it's all gonna be on the end. I thought then in cluster B where I live, which is very minimal parking, one lady that goes away and covers her car has a handicap sign. And if she moves her car, that takes 2 parking places away. The handicap post is right in front of her sidewalk, okay? So if she leaves her car there and covers it, she's only taking up 1 space. But if we make her move it to an end spot that's not in front of anything, then we're losing 2 spaces because nobody can park in that handicap spot.
well, we could move the sign. I mean, we do. I mean,
Pull the sign out of the ground.
but that gets painful. You're right.
That's
But it is
5
painful,
minutes.
especially when we have so few.
But
parking
it's
spaces.
very easy. We put those signs in and out.
I know that. But she wants it in front of her door when she's there.
Well,
Well, when she comes back,
So can we
put
move
the
the
sign back
sign?
in, yes.
Just to consider it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if people would just be considerate, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
not.
there's some that just don't give a shit about anybody but them.
Oh, that's just putting it.
Excuse
right
my
to-
language.
Yeah, that's
I
okay.
just put it, tell it like it is. No, that's being recorded too. Beep that out, would you?
I heard it.
Yeah.
The other side of that coin is, we've had people who left cars for more than 12 months, and they really need a bath. They really look bad if they're
Oh,
not
yeah,
covered.
That's true.
So be a kind neighbor and wash it off first. I know. We'll
And
do
then
that.
it's done.
I know. You know, people have nothing to do but complain.
Oh, yeah. We have,
That's
we
the
have,
point.
I know.
God sprinkles them around just to keep us all on our toes. Yes, we do.
Well,
All right, well, we should put out something if I can do, in front of your own unit only, or in a guest spot, I know you have trouble then.
The,
What's the cluster that's right across from you? Where the guy and his daughter live? Those
oh,
four spots?
that's E.
That's E?
Yeah.
E has got a nice area.
Yeah.
There's 4 or 5 spots.
Yeah, 4 or 5 spots
And they're
right
on the
there.
other side of
Yeah.
They're
the,
on the other side?
yeah, there's just a blank wall there.
Yeah.
Maybe we put that in the message too for, what's that, Pinehurst?
Yeah, we could put it, everybody brings it to E.
Yeah.
It's a big open space, it's true.
Hey, Steve?
Hello?
Steve?
This is the person
Hang on.
that called in. Could you identify yourself?
This is Pat, 709.
Oh, hi, Pat.
Hey, Pat.
I've been here for a while. You've just been ignoring me.
Oh, well, that's, I didn't see you're not on camera, so.
Oh, I'm on the phone.
Yeah, you're on one.
Can
Go ahead.
can it just not be simplified and ask people to be courteous of their neighbors, and if you're going to cover your car, put it in front of your unit, period?
That's what we're planning on doing. But if they're in a corner, they could be parking in front of 3 different units. But that's the idea, Pat.
Right, but like I'm in a corner, and typically we all take a spot. Nobody says that's your spot or my spot, but that's just what we take. So I would put it in the spot that I normally park in.
We're in agreement.
We're in agreement. I'm in total agreement with you.
Well, why
Okie
don't,
dokie.
we have over here in, by us, we have plenty of parking spaces.
We know.
We have, somebody has a covered car parking in one of those spaces, not from our cluster. I have no idea who they are or where they're from, but we have plenty of room. Send them over and park next to him.
Thank you. That's
There you
what
go.
we were just talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll tow a couple of them over there and resolve this issue once and for all. No, they do have, there's a wall there.
There's a wall there and then 4 or 5.
Very close to where, no, you are. It's right behind you, actually.
Yeah, I noticed them there.
Yeah.
Probably seem like they're in nice shape.
Yeah, that's we do look for that when we're going around. We called out a couple people on getting new covers.
Isn't there a nice Corvette there?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little burgundy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a very nice Jaguar convertible there too.
The worst part is he never drives it.
He hardly ever drives it, huh?
Yeah. All right. All right. Any other general issues?
Yeah, I got, John.
Go ahead.
uh,
Go ahead.
Has anybody had a chance to check the sprinklers in our area?
Say that what?
Has anybody had a chance to check the sprinkler system in our area?
He's in the process of doing that, but if it's a general area that you're particularly concerned about, yeah, they're cutting grass today, but Jeff started back in Lakeside, moving forward. But, you got an area right by your house, Mike?
Yeah, I think our whole, talking with the neighbors, nobody's seen sprinklers go on for quite a while.
All right.
And Shaler for sure said, yeah, we haven't seen it. They usually come on when I'm walking the dog.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, we'll take a look at it this afternoon, okay?
okay.
Sherwood, I came in the other night and I coming home
It
from
was
the hospital
running,
at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I think
It was Sherwood.
Sherwood was.
They used to go on at like 11.
We'll check it out, okay? We'll
Might be the
check it out.
timer might be off. or-
Timer might be off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boulevard was on at
All right.
midnight. I mean,
Yeah, I had to stop going out when I come home late,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
sprinkler was on,
Yes,
yeah,
I know.
and it smells, gets on you, trust me.
The street lights I've noticed in Sherwood, there are pole lights, walkway lights are on very late in the morning.
Could very well be that there could be the eye is covered or not covered, or
Are they on an eye or a timer?
they're on eye.
All
Yeah.
of them, separate eyes?
No, one eye run a string. So we'll look into that too. Yeah, I've seen them come in.
Are those incandescent?
Most of them were, some of them are now LED.
Yeah, we're converting them as they go out.
Yeah. Trying to get everything over to LED.
Does the photo and light power give you a little kickback for that?
They reduced the bill a little bit.
They gave me a credit for doing it. Where I am.
But that's Pennsylvania, that they may be way more forward or more amicable to their users.
I was gonna say, that's not FPL.
Yeah.
Energy?
Okay.
Was it
Nothing
First
else.
Energy?
Nothing else?
What's
Okay.
that?
First Energy?
No.
Okay. Committee comments?
Question about what work is scheduled for the summer as far as major work? Are we gonna paint fences and the brown, the trim?
No,
What about streets that was supposed to be done?
that's in the budget for the fall. Resealing the all parking lot. And the ongoing, the biggest thing was the ongoing walkway slab. That's the biggest thing. So,
What happened?
the price of paint.
Yeah.
Almost 9 years ago, we did the paint project. I've got all the paperwork and everything else. $545,000. Got 3 quotes. Best quote I've got right now is $785,000. We were bringing in a cost of $600,000. Now we got to advance it. Hope to get another year out of it. And we talked to the painters, and we were hoping to get a break by saying, all right, let's split it. Stucco seems to be much better. We know that the wood looks bad. Let's just do the wood project. They say there's not an effective savings to do it that way. But yeah, we know that the wood, oh, it's bad, the trim, yes, right.
Start to hear a lot of complaints about that. That brings me back to the fences in general. I know they've finally got around and placed a board on mine. I did some looking at fences this morning on the way over. They're all still in rough shape. We need to have somehow in our long-term plan to replace them.
As we go, I mean, they're getting really bad shape. I mean, after the hurricane, we had a lot of them down. They got all and we built one of my customers.
We're building through right now, 514. They called in. They
You
went
tell the
over
lady
there
on
and
the
the post
phone
for
that
bed.
we're muting her because she's got all this background noise.
Okay. Pat, we're gonna mute you because you're making a lot of noise.
I'm not making any noise.
Your background noise.
Hey, before you lose me, this was a personal thing. 709, the walkway above me got gutted,
Yep.
and after they put the stuff back together, that rain that hit, I had a flooded walkway. I could not get into or out of my unit. I did send a work order. I tried to send a video with it, but they do not accept videos. Is there any way that that can be checked?
Yeah, I had Jim go over and take a look at that. Let me talk to him. All right, because I remember the call, and I'll follow up on it for you, Pat. Okay.
All right.
Okay, 709.
Yeah, we're going to be right over there in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So again, on fences, I know it's a big bucket of money, but they're at some point.
If you find the bucket, let me know.
At some point, it's just we're throwing good money after bad. I mean, it came over.
Is it your idea that we should just replace the total fences versus we're putting boards in one at a time? Is that what you're thinking? I mean, just to understand what you're saying. Though.
Yeah, I think we ought to have a more systematic approach to, if we do a certain percentage of them each year until they're all done and they'll be good for another 20 years. Some of these fences got to be at least 20 years old.
How about 48?
48
years old.
Yeah, they're from
Oh,
the
yeah,
very
I mean,
beginning.
I think for now, we still have the second floor projects.
I was gonna say.
Before that, we did the stack pipes. Maybe we just repair them as we see it now.
And maybe that's the
and
plan,
maybe
Steve.
down the line, we look at that once we finish this other project.
Okay, and that's fine. Most of the fences I'm looking at, one of the biggest problems is the 2x2s that are in there vertically.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah.
The boards, your horizontal planks, they won't attach. They won't stay on anymore because you can't get a screw to bite into the 2x2 because it's just soft. Now, I don't know if those were originally not treated. The way they're rotting on the bottom.
2x2s, I mean.
It's not very big.
Yeah, it's not very big, and those are
Yeah.
gonna rot a lot sooner than
That's
a
true.
bigger piece, so.
Especially if you rip it down out of a 2x4.
Yeah, well, like I said, when we see boards falling off or something, we'll just attack them as needed for now. I mean, we got insurance, we got second floor structures, a lot of structure stuff, we got paint.
Each summertime, we usually do something as far as inventorying. Like a couple of years ago, I went over all the sidewalks and we spent about $17,000 fixing the slabs, okay? And you do it by doing the inventory. So there's not a reason in the world if it's concerned that you believe, and I don't doubt it, that I can take the summer and do the general inventory and take a look at what's there, okay? Happy to do it.
I walked through every one in our cluster this morning, and every one of them has some issue.
All right.
I
Okay.
mean, it's
Well, it may be a debate for perfection that you have that I might not have. Yeah.
Like I said, I think, fix and repair is need for now and look at
and
that.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But I think we need to keep that somewhere on the list.
Yeah, on the list.
With
Okay.
some sort of priority to it.
Okay.
Any other committee comments? Other comments? Roger.
On the minutes from the last meeting, they talked about the list that was created for when people are away.
Yeah.
When is that going to go?
That's going to the board.
It's coming at the workshop.
At the workshop. It'll be
June
on.
And then
workshop.
Is that going to become a requirement that be followed? How are we going to approach that with all of the owners and getting it out to them?
Well, we're going to put it on the website. We're going to give each one who comes in, because a lot of them come in and tell us when they're leaving. Give them a copy of it and highly suggest it. I don't think we can mandatorily tell them.
It'll go in a welcome packet
Yeah.
for the new people. Like I say, we can post it on the bulletin board for as long as they last. It's the normal way that we go out. But you're right. I don't know that we can require it. It's a heavy suggestion.
Now,
I mean,
We do require water to be turned on, right?
No.
No, we recommend
That's,
it.
Recommend it.
see, that's my biggest problem, because that causes more damage
Yeah.
that we have to take care of as an association if people don't turn off their outside water. That should be a have to.
My insurance company requires I turn off my water.
well, however, the latest, biggest, most expensive repair we've had because of water, the owner contends that they turned it off and the valve went bad. Well, cost us $5,200 to put all the new drywall in.
That's cheap.
well, if we know somebody's away, can we just go turn their water off at the front?
Yeah.
But
And then when the rats come because they didn't cover the toilets,
There
Yeah.
again, you have somebody going in and checking, that eliminates that problem.
But that should also be not a recommendation, but a requirement that somebody.
The
goes
water
through.
should, well, there should be a requirement that the water's off. I agree
Yeah.
with that. But they have to do certain preparation when they do it.
Well, my rats fell in through the,
Your rats, you came in
Exhaust pipe.
upstairs,
Yeah.
rats.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have higher class rats.
You live in the
oh, they
penthouse.
came out of the palm tree.
Yeah, well, it's better than the sewer.
Tell my granddaughters
my
they
little-
had to move out at 3 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
because we had rats running around.
My window's open at the end of the hallway, and I have the little garden.
Yeah.
Rats were up in the gutter, scurrying around the gutter the other night. What the
You can
hell?
hear
Who's in my
them.
place? I went down the hallway looking around it. I came back down there, just getting back down at the end of the hallway, and I heard them. And that's how rats are in the gutter, running through the gutter. Oh my God.
But we have a couple of feral cats. I've seen them at night when I shine my light around. So you
Yeah,
would
there's a
think
couple
that
cats
they
out
would
here.
take care of the
We
rat
love our
problem.
cats.
Pardon me?
We love our roaming cats. They kill the rats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
several of them.
Then you're just feeding coyotes.
Yeah, the coyotes will take care of the
They'll
rats.
eat rats.
We're sanctuary for all.
Yeah.
Take care of it.
Ah.
Chris has problems with the rats with the big bushy tails.
Yeah. Some people feed them.
Yeah.
Well, they're actually very cute.
No,
I don't feed them.
no, not the cats, the squirrels.
Oh, squirrel.
Oh, the squirrels.
I don't think they should be feeding.
No, I agree. No.
I feed them. They eat my sunflowers every once in a while, chew the top right off of them.
Well, they're
But some
chewing my
people
orchids,
actually
which I
do
don't
put
like.
that.
Beautiful sunflowers.
Some people are actually putting their feet out.
Yes,
No,
they
they're not
are.
supposed
We
to.
try to stop that where we
Yeah.
can. But we actually had a formal request to have a sign posted on Wildwood Springs Boulevard, squirrel crossing, beware.
Yeah,
You have to have 50
my
something.
neighbor.
Yeah, your neighbor.
I'm sorry. I have a frog that comes in.
Frog.
We'll have a frog crossing for you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
anything else?
Talk to him.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Hold on, we want to get a date.
Oh, that's right, dates. Figure out, I'm gonna be gone.
I had one more question.
Right.
What I brought up the last time was the dryer vent
Go
that
to
I
June.
saved myself $700 because they cleaned out the vent. I thought I needed a new dryer.
Oh, yeah.
That is whose responsibility to clean that out?
To clean your dryer vent?
Yeah.
I would imagine it'd be the owners.
Well, but the one that goes up is the association.
Monica, to be frank about it, it's in between. If you ask us to do it, we'll come out. The state statute says an individual utility servicing an individual unit is the owner responsibility.
Okay, because mine wasn't at that point a fire hazard. They got a whole garbage bag full of lint out. So, and I was not aware of it.
It's something that we ought to consider here as requirement.
But for just
You know,
regularly,
that's something
yearly,
very important to consider
for
as a requirement for the
I
owners.
did
to do
away
it.
with the whole issue. I have a ventless dryer.
where does
Where's
your
it
lint
go?
go?
Where is it?
The lint goes in the lint trap.
Okay, you sure all of it?
Where's all the humidity?
It's very little. It has a dual heat exchanger. I actually have a water residue that comes out of the heat and
Oh, really?
drains down. There's a little pump in the dryer that pumps it down the drain. And the air that comes out of the dryer into the kitchen is it really doesn't heat up the kitchen. I mean, you can feel when you walk in the kitchen, the dryer's on, but maybe a degree or two higher than the house.
He's like Tommy, he only does it once a month.
Is that it?
He's gonna drink one. You use a dryer once a month.
He's got a clothesline.
Yeah, I gotta close
Yeah,
my
close
mouth.
mine.
Okay, dates.
Probably June.
Yeah, we need to.
Because we're not having a board meeting until June.
I know.
You want to skip a month or
Well, the problem is, a lot of people aren't gonna be here in May, including me.
That's the beginning, isn't it? Or are you in the end?
I'm the 12th through the 30th, or 12th through the 29th.
Oh, okay. All right, well, let's go for June then. When's the board meeting in June?
We were talking about the 6th for a workshop and the 12th for the board
Yeah,
meeting.
they're early.
Which is atypical.
Yeah. Six.
BBB.
How about the 15th or the 14th? Or do you want the 7th?
14th is Flag Day.
How about this? Yeah, how about the 7th? It'll be before the board
Yeah,
meeting.
that's what I was thinking. I
Yeah.
was thinking more towards before
Yeah.
the board meeting.
Only have it the Wednesday the 7th,
All right,
June
let's do
7th, that
June
Wednesday?
7th. Yeah,
10 a.m., June 7th.
yeah. Okay. In the meantime, we know which exact people have the electric cars.
I know 4. You said there's 7?
You told me 7.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I think I know 5.
I said I thought there were about
Yeah,
7.
you thought. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure you
yeah.
didn't say the-
Yeah. I can name 4, but because I didn't know about 5. It's 527. There's you. There's another hybrid that I've just seen yet like this week, and there's Bob Dell. That's the 4 I can name off the top of my head. And they could be, a new one come in today, we wouldn't know right away, you know. But 2 of them are hybrids,
Hybrid.
plug-in hybrids.
I know.
Well, that's right. And the one in, the 5th one is the guy in Pinehurst,
Pinehurst, yeah.
183.
All right, well, we should probably try to get something to them to, if the cord is out, we need to see cones. Something to announce
I'll
that
take
there's
care of that.
something there
I'll take care of that.
for next.
Come take a look at my house, man. It's there.
I've been there, I've seen yours.
I know.
We got to go look at another unit right away.
Yeah.
And then I got to rounds with the grounds guy.
I hear a motion to adjourn.
I motion that we adjourn this
Thank you.
meeting.
Second.
Second, very good.
Thank you all.